What was the contribution of Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, whose original name was Mool Shankar? Who was Swami Virjanand ji, from whom Swami Dayanand Saraswati ji learnt the Vedas and gave the slogan "Back to Vedas"? Vedas are eternal and infallible. Who was Swami Vivekanand ji, whose original name was Narendranath Dutt? The book Vartaman Bharat depicts the condition of India, specifically the condition of Indians during the British India, and who was responsible for it. All this we are going to study in today's short video. Hello everyone. Hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. We are going through the classroom series of modern Indian history. Many of the aspirants might have a question, sir, you have already covered modern Indian history as a part of YouTube. This is a classroom series. In simple words, I go in the similar manner in the paid classes, in a gradual, step-by-step manner for easier understanding of the concept. And by now, as a part of classroom series, we have covered wide range of topics. In the past video, we had seen about the role of Brahmo Samaj of India, Navavidhan, Sadharan Brahmo Samaj and Adi Brahmo Samaj. Okay? Aspirants, those who are new to the platform, let me tell you one thing. I have already covered ancient India, medieval India and modern India as a part of YouTube. And one can download the PDF of those sessions from my Telegram channel, history_Alok Ojha. I repeat, history_Alok Ojha. Okay. Now let's begin with Arya Samaj and what all important factors that we need to focus on from the exam perspective. We are going to understand that in a step-by-step manner. Clear? Let's begin. So who was the founder of Arya Samaj? Arya Samaj was founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, and it was founded at a place called as Bombay in 1875. Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, whose original name was Mool Shankar Tiwari. Now let me go back approximately around 1824. The lifestyle of Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji. Mool Shankar Tiwari ji, he was born approximately around 1824-25 at a place called as Morvi village, which is located in Kathiawad region of Gujarat. An incident from the life of Mool Shankar ji. It was a day of Shivratri. He was 6 to 7 years of age, and everyone were sitting in the temple and worshipping Lord Shiva. This small boy of 6 to 7 years of age observed one thing. There was some prasadam that was kept on Shivling, and a small mouse came and started eating that prasadam. Out of curiosity, he asked a question to his mother that if Lord Shiva, he cannot protect his own food, how can he protect the people? Her mother got a bit annoyed and she made him quiet. But a small child, still there was a curiosity going on in his head to know about this. And he asked the same question to his father. His father also quieted him. But from now onwards, he had a lot of inclination towards spirituality. He was very well educated. He knew different languages, and one among the language was Sanskrit language. And at a very young age, he saw the death of his uncle and sister due to cholera. He was approximately 16 to 17 years of age at that time. And now he started thinking about what is death? What happens to soul after death? So everything for him, like now, all the worldly things seem to be futile for him. And his parents were very worried about this, that this boy of 18 to 20 years of age, rather than focusing on the career aspects, rather than focusing on the livelihood or specifically on the worldly life, he's focusing more on spirituality. So they decided that his son should get married. He left the home at the age of 21 to 22 years of age. And for the next 15 to 16 years of age, he lived the life of a wanderer. And he reaches on the banks of river Narmada. Here he meets his first spiritual teacher. his first spiritual guide, whose name was Purnananda Saraswati. Okay, so from him, he learns the techniques of meditation. And after some time, Purnananda Saraswati ji says him, go to Mathura and learn the Vedic scriptures. Specifically, it is said that from here onwards, Mool Shankar Tiwari ji was known as Dayananda Saraswati ji. He goes to Mathura. He learns the Vedic scriptures, the Vedas, from a blind scholar named as Swami Virjananda ji. So Swami Purnananda Saraswati ji and Swami Virjananda ji were the scholars who imbibed the teachings of Vedas in what we say Dayananda Saraswati ji. So Dayananda Saraswati ji, after learning the Vedic scriptures from his guru, Swami Virjananda ji at Mathura, he was leaving and he asked his guru, what can I give you in Guru Dakshina? I have renounced my, home at a very early age and I don't have anything to give you. So please do let me know, what can I give you? Swami Virjananda ji said, just propagate the gospels of Vedas throughout the world, specifically throughout the India. And from here onwards, it is said that Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji in 1875 formed the Arya Samaj at Bombay. Now, you might have heard about a slogan or a cry that was given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji. And that cry was, back to Vedas. Okay? Apart from this, what he has said, Vedas are eternal and infallible. Apart from this, after deeply studying the Vedas, he said, Aryans were the chosen people, Vedas the chosen gospel, and India the chosen land. Now, why did he focus on the slogan, back to Vedas? He was opposed to priesthood. He was opposed to caste system. He said that caste system should be there, but it should be on the basis of merit and not on the basis of birth. He believed in monotheism. He believed in education for women and even the downtrodden section of the society. Let me give you a glimpse of the early Vedic period or the Rig Vedic period. Hence, you can understand the logical perspective that why did Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji focused on the cry, back to Vedas. The early Vedic period, it approximately ranges from 1500 to 1000 BC. And the later Vedic period, it extends from 1000 to 600 BC. In early Vedic period, it is believed that caste system was prevalent but not rigidly followed. Women were active participants in decision-making process. During early Vedic period, there were different village assemblies such as Sabha, Samiti, Gan and Vidhata. In fact, the Vidhata was the earliest folk assembly of the Aryans and finds mention for 122 times in the Rig Vedic shlokas. Sabha, it was the assembly of village elders. Samiti, it was an in-general assembly. And women were an active participant in that. Women were not denied education. How do we come to know about this? There were famous women poetess of the early Vedic period, Apala, Vishwavara, Lopamudra. Hence, to have that kind of an ethical life, to build a moral society, Swami Dayananda Saraswati gave the cry of back to Vedas. Apart from this, he completely rejected all the post-Vedic scriptures. Okay, he was opposed to priesthood. He was opposed to caste system that, like we have discussed. He believed that caste system should be there, but it should be on the basis of merit and not on the basis of the birth. Apart from this, Arya Samaj was not only involved in spiritual and religious activities, it was also involved in all kind of philanthropic activities, relief measures during famines, earthquake, rehabilitation and what we say mitigation of the peasants who were impacted by floods and famines. Now, Arya Samaj, it also went on for advocating certain reforms within society. Specifically speaking, the founder of Arya Samaj, he started what? Shuddhi movement. Now, what is Shuddhi movement all about? Let's understand. We had previously discussed about Charter Act 1813. And as per Charter Act 1813, Christian missionaries were allowed to come in India and preach Christianity. Then came Charter Act 1833. As per Charter Act 1833, it is believed that number of bishops were increased to 3. There's a difference between practicing, propagating, professing one's religion and imposing one's religion on the others. Let me give you a small example about Revolt of 1857. Revolt of 1857 was not just due to one single factor. It was amalgamation of all different factors. And one such factor was forceful religious conversion. Example, Britishers had come up with an act which is referred as Religious Disabilities Act 1850. As per this, a person who does not accept Christianity cannot inherit his ancestral property. So this was a means of converting people into Christianity. So what happened? There were many Hindus, those who were converted into different other religions. And for them, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji started Shuddhi movement. Shuddhi movement specifically means people who were forcefully or voluntarily converted into Christianity or some other religion and are willing to come back into the old fold of Hinduism. For them, he started the famous Shuddhi movement. So, it is believed that one of his followers of Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji was Swami Shraddhanand, and he was a very strong advocate of Shuddhi movement. Okay, I'll give you a small example. It is believed that in 1926, Swami Shraddhanand, he was being assassinated. He was assassinated by one of the fanatic and radical Muslim element whose name was Abdul Rashid in 1926. In fact, Abdul Rashid was being executed for this assassination attempt as well. So that was a Shuddhi movement that was initiated by Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji. In fact, the Shuddhi movement initiated by Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji was also supported by whom? Swami Vivekananda ji. And Swami Vivekananda ji highlights one of the articles written in the newspaper Bengali. And that article, it was written on 7th of August 1901. I'm just highlighting the importance of Shuddhi movement. Okay. So, that article mentions about there was a person whose name was Babu Bhattacharya. He was born in a Bengali Brahmin family. But forcefully he was converted into Christianity. But under the aegis of Arya Samaj, he was again brought back into the old fold of Hinduism. So this was highlighted in the article which was published on 7th of August 1901 in the newspaper Bengali. And this was also supported by Swami Vivekananda ji. Apart from this, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji was also the champion of women's rights like Raja Ram Mohan Roy ji. Raja Ram Mohan Roy ji, he had campaigned against what? He had campaigned against the sati system. Correct? So with the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy ji, on 4th of December 1829, sati was banned in the entire region of Bengal by Lord William Bentinck. As I've talked about, why did Arya Samaj founder Saraswati ji focused on back to Vedas? Specifically, sati system was absent. Child marriage was absent. So here, he also focused on emancipation of women. He fixed the minimum marriageable age for girls at 16 years and for boys at 25 years. This simply highlights his vision to abolish the system or social evil of child marriage. He also started Cow Protection Association. Okay, it is believed that he translated Vedas and wrote books like Satyarth Prakash in Hindi and Ved Bhasya Bhumika, which is a commentary on Rig Ved and Yajurved. Okay, apart from this, after the death of Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, there were dissenting opinion on the system of education. So on one hand were Lala Lajpat Rai and Lala Hansraj. They believed that apart from imparting the Vedic knowledge, we also need to give them the knowledge of the Western sciences. because Britishers had taken steps at that time for promotion of English education in India. On the other hand, Swami Shraddhanand Ji and Pandit Gurudatta, they believed that we need to teach the Vedas and that to majorly focus on Sanskrit. So Lala Lajpat Rai Ji and Lala Hansraj Ji, those who had focused specifically that education should be imparted in Vedic scriptures plus Western sciences, were referred as college section. On the other hand, Swami Shraddhanand and Pandit Gurudat, who believed that education should be imparted in Sanskrit and majorly in Vedic scripture, was referred as what? Gurukul section. So the first Dayanand Anglo-Vedic school was started in Lahore in 1886 approximately. And the first Gurukul was established at a place called as Kangri, which is located near Haridwar, approximately around 1902. So the first DAV was established in Lahore, 1886 by the college section, promoted by Lala Lajpat Rai Ji and Lala Hansraj Ji. And the first, Gurukul, it was started at Kangri near Haridwar by Swami Shraddhanand. So this was basic about the Arya Samaj. Now let me give you another important example. You might have heard about a person, like in the coming years, there were many people who were quite influenced by the teachings of Arya Samaj, and one such person was Satyanand Stokes. Do you know what is the original name of Satyanand Stokes? His original name was Samuel Evan Stokes. And Samuel Evan Stokes, he was an American Christian missionary, and he belonged to a very wealthy family. And initially, he had a lot of inclination towards Christianity. And after his graduation, he had an intention that he will spread Christianity to the other parts of Asia and India. He came to India. He roamed around different parts of India. And finally, he settled at a place called as Kotgarh, which is located in Himachal Pradesh. In fact, Samuel Evan Stokes, he is credited with introducing apple farming in India for the first time. You can Google that. I will say that prior to Samuel Evan Stokes, efforts have been taken to introduce apple farming in India by R.C. Lee. But the kind of apple that he had introduced in India was sour and tangy in taste. But actual apple farming was introduced by Samuel Evan Stokes. Now, the basic purpose of Samuel Evan Stokes was here to come in India and propagate the Christianity. Bring majority of the people under the fold of Christianity. But what happened? Once upon a time in the region of Kotgarh, there was outbreak of plague. The entire villages were being deserted. And he came across a person who was involved in seva, service. His name was Pandit Ruliaram. He goes to him and asks him, "Aren't you afraid of death?" He said, "Why? What happened?" Specifically, he said, when the villages are getting deserted, people are leaving their homes. People are not touching the body of their own relatives. How come you are involved in the service of people? He said one simple word, Pandit Ruliaram, this is the actual seva of humanity. Seva means service to humanity. From here onwards, he was very much influenced by Pandit Ruliaram. Later on, he came in contact with C.F. Andrews. He came in contact with M.K. Gandhi, Samuel Evan Stokes. Then he came in contact with Lala Lajpat Rai, who was also one of the members of Arya Samaj. And from here onwards, he had an inclination towards teachings of Arya Samaj. And finally, he got converted, or he, who had come into India to spread Christianity, became a follower of Arya Samaj, and his name was now Satyanand Stokes. Okay. So, apart from this, it is believed that Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji believed in one thing, that God and Prakriti are different. God is pure consciousness, unchanging. Prakriti or matter, it is changing. Okay? So these were the major things that you guys need to remember about the Arya Samaj. I'll repeat the points again within short. Please pay attention carefully. The founder of Arya Samaj was Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, whose original name was Mool Shankar Tiwari. He founded Arya Samaj at Bombay in 1875. He had learned the teachings of Vedas from his guru, a blind scholar whose name was Swami Virjanand ji, at Mathura. He gave the slogan back to Vedas. Vedas are eternal and infallible. He was opposed to caste system. He was opposed to polytheism. He believed in monotheism. He believed that caste should be on the basis of merit and not on the basis of birth. Apart from this, he also championed the rights of women. He was against the child marriage system. He fixed the minimum marriageable age for girls at 16 years and boys at 25 years. Arya Samaj started Cow Protection Association. Arya Samaj started Shuddhi movement, wherein the people who were forcefully or voluntarily converted into Christianity or for that sake any other religion and are willing to come back into the old fold of Hinduism, for them he started Shuddhi movement. Apart from this, Arya Samaj members were also involved in all kind of philanthropic activities as well, apart from the spiritual reforms. Then, after the death of Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, there were dissenting opinion over the education system. One section was referred as college section, which promoted Vedic scriptures plus Western education, and the college section was led by Lala Lajpat Rai ji and Lala Hansaraj ji. And the first Dayanand Anglo-Vedic was established at Lahore, approximately 1886. Another section was Gurukul section. They believed in education in Sanskrit language and the education in Vedas majorly. And this was supported by Swami Shraddhanand and Pandit Gurudutt. And the first Gurukul was established at a place called as Kangdi near Haridwar. So these are the important things that you need to remember about Arya Samaj. One more thing, Arya Samaj founder Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji wrote two books, Satyarth Prakash in Hindi and Vedabhasya Bhumika, which is a commentary on Rig Ved and Yajurved. Clear? So these are the important points from the perspective of the prelims examination. Now let's move ahead with Swami Vivekananda ji in short. Ramakrishna Paramhansa ji and Swami Vivekananda ji. So, who was Ramakrishna Paramhansa ji? The chief priest, the chief pujari at Dakshineshwar Kali Mandir, Calcutta. So, he was the guru of Swami Vivekananda ji. Swami Vivekananda ji's original name was Narendranath Dutt. And Ramakrishna Paramhans ji, his original name was Gangadhar Chattopadhyay. And in fact, Swami Vivekananda ji's philosophy was based on Vedantic philosophy or Advait Vedantic philosophy. Simple words, his teachings was based on Upanishad. Now let me highlight you certain principles of the life of Swami Vivekananda ji. Swami Vivekananda ji, for the first time, he participated at World Parliament of Religions at Chicago in 1893. You might have seen the pic of Swami Vivekananda ji. He usually wears a saffron, specifically turban, saffron kurta and saffron dhoti. So when he participated in Chicago, every person after having a look at him started laughing at him, mimicking him. And there were many other experts of religions from different countries who had participated there and started making mockery of Swami Vivekananda ji, but he did not utter a word. As soon as he went on the stage, actually we can say he stealed the show. The first words that he said were, "Brothers and sisters of America, here India is not just the land of fakirs and serpents." He spoke about human brotherhood. He spoke about humanity. He spoke about fraternity. He spoke about liberty. He spoke about free thinking. 1899 also, he got the opportunity to participate in the, World Parliament of Religions in Paris. And he had visited different countries such as Japan, Canada, USA, and so on. In fact, his sister Nivedita used to say that whenever Vivekananda ji used to speak on what we say, Hinduism, it feels like Hinduism is born today. Okay. So that was called as New Hinduism. And when Swami Vivekananda came to India, after touring the entire India, he wrote a book called as Vartaman Bharat. It is not Vardhaman Bharat, it is Vartaman Bharat. Vartaman means present. So the book was referred as Present India, and he says that the imposing tower of misery on the chest of Mother India is not due to the British rule, but due to the educated youth of India. Why? The youth of India get educated at the expense of Indian money and start working as a slave for the Britishers. Friends, in the coming years, the Calcutta University was criticized as Ghulam Khana, the factory of producing slaves. So once you are educated, it's your responsibility to work for the cause of Indians. Apart from this, Swami Vivekananda focused on certain principles. Like he had written a prayer dedicated to his guru, that is Gangadhar Chattopadhyay ji or Ramakrishna Paramhans ji, who had established Ramakrishna Mutt to propagate the teachings of Advait Vedant. Okay, so he had dedicated a prayer for him, and that prayer was referred as Khandan Bhav Bandhan. Okay, now there were certain principles on which the Swami Vivekananda ji and the entire Ramakrishna mission worked upon. So what's the difference between Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission? Both of them are located in Belur, Bengal. Mutt, its basic ideological perspective was to propagate the Vedantic philosophy. And Ramakrishna Mission, it was involved in philanthropic activities, sensitizing the masses, specifically the youth of India. And he focused on 4 major aspects. What were those? The first aspect that Swami Vivekananda ji focused upon was consciousness and the pride in the ancient glory of India. It's not innocent, it's ancient glory of India. Let me give you a small example. We'll study that further, and we had studied previously as a part of doctrine of lapse policy. I am trying to correlate the aspects so that you can easily understand the concepts. We had studied doctrine of lapse policy introduced by Lord Dalhousie, and Lord Dalhousie under this policy had annexed the kingdom of Awadh. And he had annexed the kingdom of Awadh on what pretext? Under the pretext of misrule and maladministration. You are not able to govern this region properly, so we will impose a proper administrative setup here. Go back to ancient India. See the administration of the Guptas, see the administration of the Mauryas, vibrant and dynamic. The election system of the Cholas, Kudavolai system. One of the best examples of the democracy at the grassroots level, decentralization of power at the grassroots level. Village administration of the Cholas. The administration during Delhi Sultanate, the administration during the Marathas, the administration during the Mughals. So have specifically pride in our own ancient glory, that we are able to govern ourselves. It is not that the Britishers who have taught us how to manage the administration or govern one's nation. Then, awakening the countrymen. I'll tell you one important aspect. When Indian National Congress was formed, one of the major objectives of Indian National Congress was politicize and politically educate the masses. First of all, we need to understand one important thing. And what's that? We people are being exploited. So it's a responsibility of the leaders to make people aware about the exploitation. And once the people are aware about the exploitation, they will start raising their voices against the British rule, against the exploitative character of the British rule. So awaken the countrymen. Then development of physical and moral strength. Any kind of weakness is equivalent to death. Correct? Like, I'll give you a very simple example. If a person is physically weak, Okay, in that case, what will happen? He cannot contribute to the political development of the country. He cannot contribute to the social development of the country. He cannot contribute to the economic development of the country. And in such a situation, he focused on physical strength and moral strength. Here, he focused on imbibing good character, nurture the feeling of nationalism, nurture the feeling of belongingness towards one's country. And the last, common spiritual ideas. We need to believe in one simple aspect. And that is, humanity or mankind is above every religion. And it is a core philosophy of every religion. Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, for that sake, any religion. Humanity reigns above everyone. I'll give you a few examples about this. Swami Vivekananda ji, he used to travel across different places in India. And once upon a time, he was in the region of Rajasthan. And Swami Vivekananda ji, whenever he was given a topic on Advait Vedanta philosophy, because he was quite influenced by Vedantic philosophy, he used to speak continuously on that for hours, and people used to keenly listen to Swami Vivekananda ji. One fine day, a person comes to Vivekananda ji and asks him a question. You continuously speak on Vedantic philosophy, you continuously preach the people so that people's lives get changed. Don't you feel thirsty? Don't you feel hungry? Vivekananda ji replied, yes, I feel a bit hungry. Okay, but in that case, I get so deeply entrenched in the topic that I forget about that. So that person offered him certain chapatis, bread, and he said that, please do not inform the king about this, and please do not inform any other person about this, that I have offered you certain chapatis. Vivekananda ji was very astonished to hear his words. So Vivekananda ji asked him, why is that so? He said that, I am a person who belong to the downtrodden section of a society. I am a blacksmith. And if the people come to know about this, okay, they won't allow me to stay in this village. Swami Vivekananda said, don't worry. Okay, and first of all, give me this bread. There was another person who was watching this incident, and he comes to Swami Vivekananda and asks him, you are a person who is considered as epitome of wisdom and knowledge. And do you know who is he? He's a blacksmith. And you are having a food cooked by him. Swami Vivekananda ji gave him a very simple and a beautiful reply. And the reply was, how many days are you coming to see me here? He said that I come here on daily basis from past 2 to 3 days. And I hear you for hours. Have you observed that I am hungry and thirsty? That person, he couldn't reply anything. He didn't say anything. So Swami Vivekananda ji said, the person, blacksmith, he is doing his work, he is listening to me. At least he has that humanity. At least he has that perseverance to ask me, are you hungry or thirsty? That is humanity. And if you listen to my sessions specifically, or like if you're coming on daily basis and listening to me, and in fact, if you have this kind of a behavior, you haven't learned anything from me. So what a beautiful example that Swami Vivekananda ji spoke on humanity. In fact, Swami Vivekananda ji, he supported to an extent idol worship. Why? Because idol worship is a means wherein one can connect himself with the God. I'll give you another example. Swami Vivekananda ji was in Bharatpur region, that is Alwar region of Rajasthan. And here he visited the court of one of the Rajas, and the Raja welcomed him. Everyone was sitting. And Raja, he was speaking about the futility of the idol worship. Swami Vivekananda ji was very silent on that. And after that, he started flaunting about his ancestral property, about his ancestors, their courage, their valor, and so on. So he said that he is my grandfather, he is my father. Swami Vivekananda ji said that, can I have it? Okay, so can I have that painting? He said, okay. He took the painting and threw the painting on the ground. The Maharaja got very angry. I considered you as an epitome of wisdom and knowledge, and you threw that painting on the floor. It's not just a painting, it's a sentiment for me. Swami Vivekananda ji said, it's just a painting. So your sentiments, the respect that you have for your ancestors, it's within your heart. He said, no, my sentiments are connected with the painting. It's the way I respect my ancestors. Swami Vivekananda ji said, in a similar manner, people respect their gods in that manner. Through idols, through the murtis of the Lord, they worship and connect their sentiments to the God. In this manner, he supported idol worship. So these are the important things that you need to remember about Swami Vivekananda ji. So, Vartaman Bharat or Present India was his book. Participated in World Parliament of Religions at Chicago. Then World Parliament of Religions in 1899 at Paris. He was influenced from Advait Vedantic philosophy. Okay, Prabuddha Bharat was one of the newspapers associated with him. He had dedicated a prayer to his guru, Ramakrishna Paramhans ji, whose original name was Gangadhar Chattopadhyay ji, and the prayer was Khandana Bhava Bandhan. Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission both are located at Belur. So this is majorly about the founders of Arya Samaj and Ramakrishna Mission and Ramakrishna Mutt. Also, from the exam perspective, do have a look on Theosophical Society, which was established by Colonel Olcott and Madame Blavatsky. How was Annie Besant associated specifically in the coming years with the society? Please also have a glimpse over it. Okay, my friends? In the coming sessions, we will be focusing on the reform movements precisely in the southern part of India. Self-respect movement. Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalan Yogam. Okay? Which was one of the major movements started by Ezava community leader Narayana Guruji. So, my friends, StudyIQ's UPSC IAS 2027 batch will start today. And the batch is going to start on 18th of November, that is today. The batches are available in English, that is Hindi plus English, Hindi and corely in English language. All the subjects, history, geography, polity, economy and so on. Okay? With proper timetable, proper answer writing techniques, proper material would be provided at your doorstep along with the PDF of the classes that are being taught to you. Okay, for example, if I'm teaching history, I would be giving you the PDF of that topic that I've taught you. In the similar manner for polity, economy, science and tech, current affairs, internal security, disaster management, environment, and so on. So the batches are starting today. And the fees is quite affordable. That is 20,999. Use the code Alok Live that is flashing on your screen to get the benefits of these batches. I repeat the code Alok Live. With this, I'll take your leave. Thank you.